I received a comment on my last video by Video Spectre in regards to the storage system that we built in the last episode, and it was to do with basically the functionality. Right now we've got three different functions. We've got the lever that opens the hidden doors, we've got the button that activates the piston down the bottom that allows the minecart to come up and over, and then we've got the system that turns on the powered rails to send them back down into the system. And their comment was whether we can simplify this by just having the lever do the functions. So when we open this, having these turned off, and then when we close it, having it turned on. And that way, and I guess maybe open it would also do this button functionality down there, maybe. So I've rebuilt my mock-up over here. It might be a little different to last time, but it should be pretty identical to what this is, maybe a little bit smaller. And yeah, I want to experiment with this because it's kind of a good idea to really simplify the system. And honestly, it probably won't really be that hard, I guess. I don't know, I'm going to give it a crack. So the first thing I want to make happen is when this lever closes, I want this to power this line. So that should be pretty simple, and that line is powered by this button press here. So yeah, this should be really simple. So essentially when this turns on, this line needs to power, which honestly should be super simple if we just do this. There we go. And then we can get rid of this. Any unnecessary stuff. And that's that. So basically, if we open that up, if we had a minecart, and we put it in there, and we're done with our deals, close that, and you couldn't see it, but it got pushed off that track. Okay, step 1 done. Okay, and step 2 is that when we pull this lever down, and it deactivates, we want it to reactivate, and maybe turn on and off? We want it to basically go into that line down there. So maybe, let me try this. So that's on. Let's get rid of this. When this is on, we want that to turn off. But we want it to cycle round, not just open and close. Okay. Okay. I think I know what we need here. We need a... Oh, that's going to make its way around. We need one of those things, and they only work in a certain direction, which I always forget which direction it is. And I'm going to need some sand. Aha, okay, it did work that direction. So into F2, F1 that way. Okay. We can just leave that for now. Let's try and put that up here. What I liked about the original design is that it's very, like, I really wanted it to be, you know, tileable like it is there. See how tileable it is? It's like you can build it next to each other. So I want to try and maintain that, but adding something like this makes it a lot less tileable, which is annoying. Do we even need to invert the power? Hang on a second. Am I being stupid right now? Did that push one? Wait, I don't even need to invert the power. That's exactly what I want to happen. Wait a minute. Wait. This is it. This is the way I did it. Wait, it worked. Hang on, wait, this is so much more simple. Hang on. I want to recall a minecart. Here it is. And I'm like, okay, done. And then I want to send it back in the system. Wait, that's so much simpler. Oh my god. Why did I not think to do this? I was gonna mess around with changing this, but this is so simple. I didn't even need that extra line. I had a whole extra line, which means that this minecart rail can be shorter. Like, way shorter. Oh, I guess not, because we still need to accommodate for this line coming in. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool, actually. I actually really like that. That's really, elegant, in a way. The only thing about it is that you won't have as much control over the minecarts that are cycling, but that shouldn't really matter. And what I mean by, like, minecart control is, you know, say I had a minecart here, like, or stacks of minecarts. Well, I guess this is probably a bad example because I'm only going to have gravel and dirt in here. Say I had, you know, a stack of smooth stone in a minecart here, but then on top of it was a stack of, you know, crash slabs. And then on this side was a stack of stairs, you know, a chest of stairs or a chest of furnaces, you know. If I flick the lever, or I guess, you know, in this case it would be in the middle here. If I flick the lever, both chests are going to come over, and I'm going to lose track of which one is supposed to be on top, although, I don't know, I don't know if that really matters, I guess. What do you guys think? Do you reckon I should simplify this this machine and make it so that there's only one action required to do all three that we had before? Or should we keep it this, you know, hyper-specific redstone we've already done? The thing about it is it's gonna look way less cool, I reckon, because this is so uniform and nice. I mean, it'll still look uniform, but there's gonna be, like, more gaps in it, I guess. But I think I'm gonna do it. I think maybe I'll do one section. Maybe I'll just do one section, change up the redstone, and see if there's any issues that I'm not thinking of. And we'll see how it looks, and then maybe we'll have to go through the whole lot and fix it all up, because, I mean, that's just way cooler. I mean, it's one lever, you know, one lever does all three actions in one go. Like, that's really cool. Alright, but while I'm working on that, I've made my way back to spawn, which is looking ever so lovely. Well, for the most part. But we're making our way to Cole Powered's museum. So he worked on this for the whole sort of... This was like his first project, I think. And yeah, I've been saying since basically day one that I'm going to add to this museum down here, and I haven't yet done that. So I actually have quite a few things that I want to add. I have like four ideas that I want to add to this place, but it's really cool. He's got this like deer thing, which is really cool. There's this little duck, some dirt texturing, and then like a sky island thing. There's a few things in here, but if we come into this room, you'll see that there's quite a few empty spots as well. Looks like there's been a few additions. So yeah, there's quite a few places, and I actually have quite a few things to build. So I might spread them out around this place, because I know that there are some rooms that have bigger plots. Like this one, for example, has a bigger plot. So I might make it a slightly bigger thing. So I have 4 ideas on what we should add to this place, and I'm going to build those now, and then I'll show you with Coal Power, because I want to show Coal Powered, you know, what I've built, obviously. But if you guys have any ideas on what else I should build in here, let me know, because I think it's kind of a fun idea to sort of immortalize certain things in a museum like this. The funniest part is just the fact that I've been telling you since we started the season that I've been gonna build.
Yeah.
So now I've finally built a few things. So yeah, I'm you know, I've immortalized certain things in the
Awesome.
in the museum. So yeah, I've literally just finished. So come on, I want to show
Fuck
you.
yeah, let's see it.
I want to show you. It feels a lot more full. I added 4 things. Okay, 4 things. Let's go this way.
Alright, sure.
Yeah, let's go this way.
I need to finish that room in there soon, so I'll probably... Well, I'm working on my video right now, but after that, then I'll probably come back to this.
So this one's quite a big one.
Oh!
I had to dig down into the hole.
Oh my god, you did! Oh shit! There's so much fucking sandstone too.
I know, right? That's why it took me so long, because I had to keep going back to my place to get sandstone.
Pirate prank.
So this
what's the lore here?
So this is maybe the first major prank on the server that ever happened, like back in season 1. One of the old server members, Captain Cat, he had a pirate looking base. It was like this massive circular like dirt, I don't know, dirt walls basically, and it had like a giant pirate skull on it. And me and Ryan, we went over and built these parrots. I built this one. This was the main one, and then we built 2 other ones like around his place. But I thought it'd be funny to build them in here, immortalize them in here. So now there's 2 of them on the server. But this works perfectly for a museum, you know.
I love how the eyes are torches, so they kind of like track you a little bit as you turn. I love that effect.
That actually wasn't part of the original design, but I wanted to light it up a bit,
yeah.
so I even put torches on the back as well. But I actually think it does actually work well as eyes.
Yeah, it's very like
it's kind of
it's very menacing.
It almost looks like demonic a little bit. It's like an iron golem, like demonic eyes. It's kind of scary. So yeah, I thought he fits in next to this Buddha guy. There we go. We got a big one in there.
The funniest part is that I'm probably gonna do like a floor underneath. Like the corner over here is probably gonna be like a stairway down because it hits the shoreline, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have a room here, and you'll be able to see like him from the underside.
I love that. That's perfect. It's so good because if you look down, you can see he's actually pooping. He's actually pooping down there.
Is that what that is? Oh yeah, look at that. It's falling down right now.
I should have made some buttons as well, but I've made it a little more textured, but I didn't have time. I was running out of time.
That's perfect.
All right. Now this room has 3 of them, and one of them you might recognize pretty quickly.
Okay. All right.
If we just walk into this room, you might just recognize one.
Oh, there it is, the part.
Yeah.
The top of BoxBlair's head. Holy shit. Is this the same orange and red that I used that I put at your base?
This is the exact same orange and red that you put at my base. As soon as you left it at my base, you built this at my base, I was like, this is going to the museum.
It's so perfectly sized too. It's so
actually perfect. I even made like this. I even made this like yellow to be like my actual, like the rest of my hair.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, it's kind of like it just looks like a messed up crucifix, but it's like my hair. I guess.
It's like this looks like a very like crude drawing of like some monster or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that one, and then the next one I made was this one, which is the flower prank. So this is, you know how Gory is like obsessed with dandelions, he makes them everywhere.
Dandelions,
this stems from a prank that I did on him when he first joined season 1. He flattened out this massive area, and it was just this massive area of grass. And me, DocSpot, and mine went over and bone mealed a bunch of dandelions and just covered his whole, just this giant area in dandelions, and almost crashed the server. Well, I think we did crash the server a couple of times. You know how we were living in the past when the TNT was going off? That was the same thing that happened, but just because we had a whole lot of entities on the ground because we'd bone mealed so much on the ground. It was like the same thing. But yeah, I thought this was a good one to immortalize because I don't know, I kind of like that prank, and I like that Gory has really taken to it, so I think it's a worthwhile thing to be in the museum. And now the last one is probably the most iconic prank of the entire server. I don't know if you know about this.
Boat and I've heard of it.
The boat
wait, no, yeah, I have seen this actually. I thought it was like a bit at first. No, yeah.
So I was considering, so we actually had 2 bomb designs. We had one, this is the one that was falling that I made it just like in the last minute. And then there was another one that's like this massive one that's hitting the ground that Ryan made. And it just didn't quite fit in this room. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to make the small one because in my opinion, this one's like a little more iconic. And yeah, I've got like the boat in the water down here, and then inside there are a couple of boats, but it didn't end up making a difference. But the main feature of this one is like the 2 black wool right here. This was the mistake that cost us the entire prank. Essentially, we filled this, and this was another time that the server basically broke, and we were living in the future. Every time we make a prank, except for the parrot one, it seems to break the server. But yeah, we filled this with boats, and there was just way too many boat entities, so we could barely even move or break anything.
Yeah,
and then,
I'll fucking bet.
And then Ryan placed this black wool down because we had it open like this. But yeah, I didn't like that, so I broke this. I broke this block, intending to replace it with a yellow wool, and then the boats blew up. We blew up.
Yeah,
we
it just fucking flew everywhere.
We blew up the prank on ourselves. So there you go. Those are my 4 additions that I've made to the.
These are beautiful.
To this place.
This is true art. This is exactly the type of like esoteric shit that I wanted in here.
Exactly. I thought this is kind of the vibe where, you know, it's kind of relevant. It's relevant to the server.
I'm glad that I'm glad that somebody actually can use these smaller souls because they're a lot easier to make.
Yeah. Alright, so I've been working on this section over here and trying to transition it into this design that we have here, but I've noticed a problem with the design, and that is if there is a minecart already loaded into the system, we can't load another minecart in, because if I place that there, another minecart is going to come out and land on top of it. So that is a problem with the system, so we do practically need a separator for the two, I guess, the two systems. And the other thing I'm noticing as well is more often than not, the minecart, when it's sitting on a block like this, is going to fall through and come around. Whereas before, when it was sitting on the piston that was extended, it wouldn't fall through as often, at least. So I think there needs to be a separator at least, but then I can't really solve this issue. So I guess maybe the system we have is good, but I think we need to combine the system we have here and this system. I think if we remove this functionality, where it's interacting with the piston, keep this line the same, where we have this button to recall. You know, normally there'd be a button here to recall, but then we have, you know, the lever do both actions, so we don't need one extra button press. Get in there. Get in there. He doesn't want to get in there. So I think that works, you know, press the button to recall a minecart. That way we can have, you know, we can load the system, but then close that, we'll still shoot it off. I think that's the best of both worlds. So luckily this is like the most simple fix ever. We literally just need to remove a bit of redstone, break some blocks, and then add a little bit. It's really not that hard. Break this, put that there. Break that, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So now it's been simplified. Okay, so I've gone through and I've done it for all of the sections now, and yeah, as you can see, we've removed the buttons here. And yeah, let's get a little demonstration. So if we flick this lever, as you can see, nothing happens. But then we recall this minecart. You can see it go there, and then it'll come up and over. And it can drop in there, very good. And then when we flick this lever, you'll see it drop down. There it goes. And the good thing about this is obviously I can open this up, place this minecart in here, and then, you know, still dispense it, and down it goes. So super simple, very good system. I'm glad we've done this. So now it's reduced to 2. We don't need to worry about that. Was the awkward button up there, and we've fixed that. So thank you so much to that commenter, because that was a really useful comment that you left. Alright, but let's move on from our storage system for now. I'm pretty happy with how it's going at the moment. And let's go over to our experimental area over here. I feel like this spot right here is like our official, unofficial, like redstone testing area. I like it. The next project I want to work on are these signboards. Now, I want to make these basically project boards with all the things I want to do, both redstone-wise and building-wise, on these walls, basically, and I want to be able to tick them off each time I do one. And obviously the design has to be like expandable, you know, as I have more and more ideas for both. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the design is going to be like, but this is just a mock-up to give you guys an idea. Now the idea is that, you know, we'd come over and oh, my music's on. The idea is that we'd come over here and we would, you know, put something on a sign. So for a redstone project, let's say taint washer. Perfect. So, you know, we'd put that on the board and we'd go, yep, okay, let's work on that project. Go off, make the taint washer, and then once we finished it, we'd be like, okay, great. Let's flip this lever. and then this would indicate that the taint washer has been built, and then that way we can see all the things we've built, and if we forget something, we're like, oh, did I build the taint washer? I can't remember. We can come into this board and go, yeah, we did. You're so loud. Shush. And once we complete a project, we can also like hit this button and get a little jingle. Probably something better than that, but yeah, and the same goes for the building projects one. I'd probably come up with some better jingles than that, but yeah, these are the signboards. This is the kind of idea that I'm working with here. Now, I need to decide where I want this to be built, because obviously, like I said, they're going to need to be expandable. I don't think they're going to be so huge. Like, they're probably only going to be a little bit bigger than these, because, you know, there's only so many things you can build in beta Minecraft, but yeah, I gotta find a place for them. There's this huge flat area out there, but I kind of want them close by to this, so I'm thinking either maybe like over there, maybe covering that hill, or yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to brainstorm that, but I'm gonna get started on this and pick a place, and then yeah, you guys will see sort of how this is going along. Okay, so it's a bit of time later, and I've been going over a couple of ideas on what I might want to do for this. Originally, I was thinking like a log cabin would be kind of cool, a log cabin build, but I just don't think what I had in mind would actually be big enough to fit these in. And I thought, okay, let's utilize the space that we have here and actually, you know, utilize this hole a bit, because I feel like it'd be pretty cool to have a few more things apart from our storage room, just, you know, as easy access. So the idea is that these three pressure plates are going to be able to sort of stand on them. A block will drop out and you can drop down here, and now we have a second level underneath the storage room, you know, of platforms here. And I think this is pretty cool because I really wanted a way to be able to actually come down and look at how much storage we have, especially as these start going up. It'll be an easy way to kind of look at how much storage we have in each spot. I swear I had 3 minecarts in there. I swear one keeps going missing in there. I don't know where it keeps going, but yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I used the same invisible stair trick just to kind of hold the water in place here, as you can see. I used that in the last episode to hold up the sand and the gravel there. And I'm thinking my idea is that on each side of these, it would be cool to have, you know, you walk through here and there's like a room that you open up and come through, and this is where all the projects are, or, you know, we can think of some other ideas down the line as to what other rooms would be. And it's like some essential rooms, or maybe some just sort of sentimental rooms. I'm not too sure about what the rest of them will be, but at least one of them, I'm thinking maybe this one here can be, you know, the project room, which would be very cool. And I'm thinking of putting a 3x3 piston door in here, which I think would be really cool. I've got an updated design that I want to work out and add on the server and make sure it works, which would be cool. And yeah, I think it would be cool to just be able to go through and then have this decorated room inside there. Oh, that's something I didn't think about. My water froze. Well, I guess for the most part there'll be a block up there. If it freezes, I'd be very impressed. Okay, so right here I want to just build like a simple you know, piston retractor and extender kind of thing, which shouldn't be too difficult. And yeah, the reason I've only got 3 of these pressure plates is because I knew that this sort of would be here, and it's kind of going to be a pain to put it in the right spot. You know, I'd have to have these pushed out further or whatever. So let's, okay, I'm gonna have to break this because I want to put that there. Let's make this up. Something like this, that'll extend, perfect. We can put that there. Put that there, some redstone dust there. Alright, that's all pretty simple, and now we just need to basically connect these up. So let's get rid of some of this dirt. Alright, so this should be good. Let's try this out. I need to put some glass here. There we go. And now if we step on one of these. Oh, I need to put a delay on the piston. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. Let me just break through here. Maybe like a 1 tick delay. Let's try that. And but now we'll just do this. Let's go like that. There we go. And if we do that, that works. Perfect. Alright, that's all we need. Alright, there we go. Now we have the system in place, and it's looking pretty cool. I like the way it looks. So now let's turn our attention to the room in here. I'm gonna have to do a lot of hollowing out. I have no idea what's behind this wall? I haven't checked. Is it a cave? Oh, ideal. Okay, I won't have to do as much mining, but yeah, I will, yeah, probably hollow out this area, maybe even do the piston door, I'm not too sure. Something I was thinking while I was building this was, over this side, I reckon that's where we should have like a, some kind of an elevator to get back up, because, you know, we have an easy way down, but not a very easy way back up. I'm having to do some like parkour across this stony wall here, but yeah, I'm gonna get to work on this room here. Okay, this is actually crazy. What the hell? How did I not know this was here? There's a skeleton farm, I think? Is this skeleton? No golden apple. That would have been insane. Okay, but look how close this is. This is in the cave that is aligned perfectly with my walkway somehow. This was natural. I mean, this obviously wasn't, but this right here was a cave. And this is where I'm planning on building my 3x3 door. It's right here. I didn't even know this whole time. I haven't gone through and actually done any of the, you know, the proper lighting up and caving just yet. But I literally turned this corner and started lighting this up, and there's a dungeon right here. There were zombies and skeletons, so I'm not actually sure. I really hope this is a skeleton farm. Let me just double check. Come on. Oh crap! Oh crap! That made me jump. I'm dead. 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 The reach hacks on these guys, man, I'm telling you. Okay, it's a zombie farm, which is kind of lame. If it was a skeleton, that would have been actually ideal. Grow up. Grow up. Oh, now you decide to get hit. Now you decide to get hit. Alright. Less cool, but still cool. And oh my god, is this a double chest? A naturally spawning double chest, guys? Gotta post it on the Reddit. Gotta post it on the Reddit. Alright, and quite a bit of time later, and with the help of coal-powered, we were able to actually get this room done. Now, this is a really cool room. I'm really proud of how it turned out, and yeah, thanks coal-power for the help. First thing is, we've got this little glass window to look into the redstone. But here is the piston door. If you want to know how to build this, I have a tutorial on how to build it on my channel. It's very cool, very fast, and you can close it up. But here is the room. This is the project board room, and it's a really cool one. Now, I really like the vibe in here. I wanted it to be like kind of warm and cozy, but also maintain a bit of that cave kind of feel. So yeah, I feel like we did a really good job with that, and me and Colpowered spent ages in here just like staring at the walls, because we've got some pretty cool details in here, one of which is something I've wanted to do for ages, and that is with these paintings. I've wanted to inset them back and almost make them look like, you know how like there's those paintings or photos where like the eyes follow you? I kind of wanted to do that effect, and I feel like this does a pretty good job, especially with this painting, because it looks like it's like outside, and we even did like the extra detail of having like glowstone on one side where it's bright and then nothing on the other to darken it up. I can't tell you how long Coalpower and I spent staring at this. It was like such a long time. I mean,
I definitely prefer that, yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
I kind of like that too. I like both.
I do like both. You're right, they're actually about equal.
Yeah.
I really like the angle of this one though, where you kind of walk up and it's got like the brightness on the side, so it really looks like outdoors.
I like that. I think that looks good.
I would do either the top or the bottom as not bookshelves, but I don't know which one.
Does that help?
See, here's what I was. The problem with this is that like you can just like walk up it now.
Yeah, that
right?
doesn't make it look.
It feels. But hold on, I have another idea for you.
I kind of like that. Kind of works.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would look better if all of it was inset by one. That does the same thing.
That does it. I like that a lot.
Just cooking. I need to leave.
That one actually works really well at this angle.
Ooh, yeah, I kind of like that with the hand.
Yeah, the guy is a little low, but the hand is perfect.
Yeah. I don't know, but if you put it up by one, surely the hand would be like perfectly placed here.
Yeah, like it's coming from the sky.
Yeah. Did you see they made a Minecraft Steve like version of this one? A Jack Black.
Oh wait, really?
Like Jack
like
Black? Literally Christopher Zetterstrand made one with Jack Black in it.
I think I did see that. Yeah, it's like a real painting, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Now the question is with this one, I actually kind of like the. Oops, sorry. I actually quite like the outline of that one. And then when I come over to this one, I almost feel like there's maybe too much going on here. Like, I feel like we overcooked.
Yeah.
It's taking away from the simplicity of the painting, you know?
I think it's actually the bookshelves.
Yeah, honestly. I actually think you're right.
The bookshelves and the signs.
Yeah. Hang on, let me... We're truly like art, like museum people.
That's it, yeah.
Staring at
We're
the artwork.
fucking art critics. You can see the subtle colors of this one really emphasize the feeling of loneliness that he was going for.
Yes, indeed. So lonely. Alright, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that, if I'm honest.
I think we should spend another, like, 6 hours tearing it apart and reworking
it. The simplicity, I think we worked out, is key here.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've even got, like, the pig one here, which I think is pretty cool. And then down this end, we've got the same thing, but slightly different. Now, this one is really cool, because, especially from this angle, I love that with the moon. That's so cool. And yeah, it's got like the flame, and we've got, you know, the glowstone up there to light up the moon, and that to light up the flame. It's very cool little effect here. Anyway, on to the actual purpose of this room. So if we come here, we've got these signs. They're pretty hard to see. There's farms on this side, and then builds and contraptions on this side. Now, if we come over here and we look at this, these are like all the farms that I can think of in beta Minecraft that you can kind of work on. And it's quite a lot, which is pretty cool. So we've got our hands full, you know, on all the projects that we can work on here. And I've got some pretty cool ideas for some of these in terms of like how to incorporate them into builds and stuff. So this is the farm project board. And yeah, basically the idea is that once we complete one, you open this door, you come back here, you flip this lever, and then that would just show that it's complete, which is pretty cool. And if we come over here, we can actually see some of the, these are more of like contraptions and stuff. So this is like, you know, a hidden staircase. I want to, you know, find a build to include that in. So kind of like a reminder of like, what do you want to build? And, you know, it might inspire a build to make. So, you know, a daylight sensor, you know, I've wanted to use that for a long time. And I don't know what build I want to use it in, but it might help inspire a build down in the future. Now, there's 3 of these already turned on. We've got the, you know, project boards. We've done that. And we've got the 3x3 piston door. We've done that. Bang. We've got a minecart storage system. We've done that. Bang. Now, the cool thing about these boards is that these walls are left kind of blank, and we can always expand them. So if you guys have any ideas on like what else to build, and you know, anything to add to these boards, I'll let you guys like pause the video so you can see. You know, if you have any ideas, we can always add them on, which would be really cool. Now, this is the last thing that I've done 2 more of these. I've done the zipper elevator, and I've done the Pavlov fireplace dispenser tree. Now, this was a really funny moment. Me and Colpow were building here, and I told him I wanted to like have a little music jingle play or something when you successfully finish one of these, and that is what I've done here. He named it this. He put it on a sign and he named it this, which is really funny. So we can actually tick this off. And we can also tick off the zipper elevator, which is the one next to it. Right there. So there we go. We've got quite a few complete. So we've got 5 complete now. So we can come over here to the fireplace, which, in my opinion, looks really cozy. And there's this button up here. And this will play a jingle and give us a treat. And then we get a cookie. So that was Crazy Frog, if you don't know, and it was a little bit delayed because on servers there's like ping delay and whatever. I don't know, it messes up. But this is, if you put this into single player, it plays Crazy Frog perfectly. And yeah, that's what's in here. And I thought that was just really funny. And you can get a cookie as a treat. That was Colpow's idea for the cookie. So yeah, let's press it again. And then we get another cookie. This is awesome. So yeah, I don't think this is ever going to get old. I think we're going to enjoy doing this every time we complete a project. I went through a couple of songs that I thought might be good, but in the end, I thought this was a good one. There we go. We got our 5 cookies. Those are that's our treat for completing all of these projects. All right, now I did construct the zipper elevator like I explained there, and I built it well, originally I built it on this side, but it didn't really work, and I thought potentially it was because of the F equals direction. I built it facing F equals 2, and I thought that's why it wasn't really working, but turns out I think it's mainly because of my ping. So this is probably not going to work. Ooh. Great success. Oh my god, we love to see it. It's like a 50-50 chance if this works for me. Anyone who is closer to the server, which is like 99% of the other members, this should work perfectly fine every time, but for me, it's like a 50-50 chance. So I'm really glad it actually worked on camera there, so that's awesome. And to be clear, the reason why I thought it wasn't going to work, or sometimes it doesn't work, is because of my ping, because I live in Australia, which is all the way across the world from where the server is hosted in the US. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We actually accomplished quite a lot, and you know, we got a lot going here with these signboards all up now, and you know, projects that we can work on. So as you can see, we have plenty of things to do on the server for the foreseeable future. So yeah, this is definitely a reason to subscribe if you haven't already, because yeah, as you can see, we have so many projects to do on these boards. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and all the things we managed to do in it. It was a pretty action-packed video, and I tried to make it a bit of a longer one, you know, try and pack a little more things in for your entertainment. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters!